Been a lot of talk about well, we're going to wait and see when kind of Drew's ready, Drew's comfortable. I'm guessing knowing you think you've been ready and comfortable for quite a while though.
Yeah, I feel like I needed to get back and take some reps though. I'll always be a confident guy and feel like I'm comfortable and feel like I'm ready. But being able to come back for 2 weeks, get good reps with the scout team, take a couple with the first offense, I definitely feel like I'm back to being super comfortable.
With the way the offense has struggled, has it been even harder for you to watch?
Not necessarily. As a competitor, you always want to be out there, but at the same time, it's not like I'm struggling on the sideline. It's more like, I want to be able to, help Brandon in some other way, or maybe even be out there, like you said, and try to help in that way. So not struggling is just definitely not the word I would try to throw out there when watching some of my teammates play.
Knowing that you're going to get more reps this week, what's the most important thing for you to try and show the coaching staff?
Just how much I know the game plan. Like, it was different when I was running scout team. You're running plays off a card and showing footwork and is your accuracy still there? And now it's how well can you execute the game plan? How well do you know it? Can you go out there and run it clean with the offense and just show that if they were to put me out there, then it would be a clean cut game.
If you do start, would you rather find out sooner rather than later? Or does that matter at all?
This week it doesn't necessarily matter at all. I'm prepping, to be a starter, and if that happens, then that happens. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't. I'll be ready either way. To either help Brandon out this week, or hopefully have Brandon help me out.
When you do start, which family member will be most excited?
Oh gosh, when that time comes, I'd probably say my dad. My dad was. My mom would freak out too. It's gonna be hard to decide between my mom or my dad. My sister will keep it pretty mellow, but overall, I'd probably say my dad.
Do you have to try and avoid maybe trying to do too much this week and be too overzealous?
I don't necessarily think so. I'm just going to go out there and be myself, just be what I've been to get me to this point. And if that means making some plays where people might think I'm doing too much, then so be it. That's just who I am as a quarterback. And, it's just what I'm going to stick to. I'm going to stick to my guns and stick to who I think I am as a Q.
In your conversations with Vic, how do you sell that you're ready to him, and kind of when you speak with him?
Yeah, I just talk about mentally being ready. As far as prepping like I'd be a starter for multiple weeks in a row. Physically, obviously, there's the question about, is your thumb ready, accuracy, just reassuring him that after these 2 weeks and including this third week of practice, that I'd be ready to go. If he needed to pull the trigger and start me this week, then I'd be ready in all aspects, mentally and physically.
In terms of your study, what do you do differently when you're preparing to be a starter versus when you're just going over the game plan while you're on IR?
Yeah, I think you want to be able to prep like that the whole time while you're on IR, but there might be just a little couple details that you wouldn't necessarily have picked up from not actually running it, as far as certain footworks from under center or in the gun. How wide do I actually step? I know it's wide zone, or I know it's pistol footwork, but how do I really get that, mesh with the running backs? And, you might miss a couple of those things by not actually taking the reps. So I think doing more physical stuff throughout the week will help me get ready more than being on IR.
Your future has been a hot topic of conversation here in town. Have you heard that via social media? And what do you make of all that?
I try to stay off social media as much as possible. I'll boost my sister up if I have to, or boost Mizzou up, or do something like that. But otherwise, I try to stay off social media. And if I'm not here, most of the time I'm in my apartment, just chilling. So no, I've tried to stay away from all the noise that comes with it.
Why do you think you're ready now? Drew, players said anytime they ask you, say, I feel like you're ready. Why do you think you're ready now?
It gets to the point where you just can't take not doing anything anymore. That hit me about 4 weeks ago, to where I was like, all right, I'm going to push through a couple weeks. And now it's got to the point where I'm getting a little antsy. But that, as far as me actually thinking I'm ready, that first week was a trial, kind of a trial run, getting my feet back underneath me, feeling out the game a little bit. And that second week was like, all right, I'm going to act as if the next week after this week, then I would come in and play. And then I felt good after that week. I felt like if needed, I would be able to come in, I'd be able to compete, I'd be able to complete balls. And that comes with how confident I am with the base that I have right now and just the little things I've been working on.
Drew, if you are the guy this week, do you tell Rich, don't be afraid to open it up?
I don't think Rich will be afraid to open it up. He had when the whole quarterback situation in San Fran went down, I think they did a really, really good job there of being able to get a young guy going, get him some throws, get him rolling in a game. So, no, I think he'll do a great job, and he's had this happen before to where if the number does get called, then he'd be ready with an awesome game plan.
When you do get named the starter eventually, whenever that is, this isn't just something you want for a week or two. This is something you want to take the rest of the season,
Yeah.
next season, right?
Yes, sir. No, I want to try to build this into something special for sure. I want to be able to give the confidence every single week that, to my teammates and to the people upstairs that, if we ride into this in the offseason after these, however many games it takes until I get started, then we're gonna have an awesome offseason coming into the next season, and just hopefully I end up being here for a long time.
What does it mean to you when guys like Chris and Tim Patrick praise you, talk about your confidence? Tim says you're going to be a baller out there. What does that mean?
Well, first off, thanks, Tim and and Chris. No, that means a lot, especially coming from those two guys, because you watch Tim, he'll make 5 or 6 plays a game, and when the ball's in the air to him, and you're super confident when it comes to him. So it means a lot from him, and especially Chris. I mean, if any quarterback gets a compliment from one of the best defensive backs in the league, you should feel pretty good about yourself. So no, that makes me feel good.
Time for a few more for Drew.
Cortland was just saying, when you can tell a quarterback can really play is when the live bullets are firing at him.
Yeah.
You got practice, you got VR, but how much of this for you is actually getting in a real game to see where you're at?
Yeah, no, it's going to be huge. That'll be a big tell. Obviously, practice will do a little bit, and like Cortland said, live bullets flying, emotions start getting high on the sidelines. But, being able to start for 4 years at Mizzou, I've been through a super big high and a super big low, to where anything in between or at the top or the bottom, I'll be ready for. So.
In your mind, what can go wrong for you not to win the job in practice this week?
I don't think it's anything that I necessarily did. It's just more so how they're feeling about the certain situation. This is a unique situation. Obviously, we had a guy that was in here and won a Super Bowl. He ended up getting hurt. Then we have Brandon come in, who's been in the league for a good amount of years. And then, you got a rookie that people talk about and, possibly want to see play. So I think it's how they want to balance the situation, not how well necessarily we play in practice or, how Brandon plays or how I play.
Is there any pressure
How
in
many
all
balls
this?
have you thrown with Cortland and those guys since you've come back, and do you try to spend extra time with them this week if you can?
No, this week we'll definitely have to spend a little extra time. Joe is obviously the main emphasis, and OTAs, training camp, everything, to where, I might have got a couple reps here and there, but no, this week will be a big amount of the reps that I've ever gotten with these guys.
What would you say to people who say, well, it's only 9 practices, he can't protect himself, he wouldn't be ready? What do you say to that? People are like, well, he just couldn't be ready.
I'd say trust the coaching staff here, trust everybody that we have in this organization, that if they do make the decision to bring me up and play me, then they feel like I'm ready, and I feel like I'm ready too, so they should probably trust in us.
Last one, Arnie Stapleton.
Your coach said last week that the time off actually helped you kind of slow your mind down a little bit and whatnot. Do you see the IR as a little bit of a silver lining?
Yeah, I like to think that everything happens for a reason, and at the beginning of that I was very lost, didn't know why this was happening. I was super excited to get into the NFL, and then have that injury happen. It was pretty upsetting, but no, after it all happened, after looking back at it all, I got to kind of be on my own, learn in the way that, I knew I had time to learn. I wasn't worried about getting on the field, playing. I could kind of focus on what it is I feel like I needed to be better at, to where, I'm to this point now. I got to focus on that for a long time, and it was time to find out what it's going to do for me.
Thank you, Drew.